I'm gonna give my view and opinion on Donnie Yen. I think I received this message a while ago. Somebody asked me my opinion on Donnie Yen. Now, I haven't watched that many movies with him in there, but I've seen some. Of course, the most recent ones are the Yip Man 1 and 2. I enjoyed Yip Man number 1 very much. Not really necessarily because of Donnie Yen and his skill level or anything like that, but just because of the storyline. I liked it and enjoyed it. Um, Now, some other movies I've seen with him, I think like Flash something I've seen him in. Obviously, I've seen him in Hero. He played a supporting role in that movie. Um, Flashpoint, I think that's the one I saw him in. And I saw him in Iron Monkey. Um, and I've seen him in supporting roles in Once Upon a Time in China. Alright, so my views on Donnie Yen is that he he has the Asian Chinese culture in him. Very fluent in speaking Cantonese, speaking Chinese. He's Americanized. He can speak English very well, which is a plus. Um, but as far as his martial art development, I don't see it to be anything special. I don't think that he's at a very high level. Um, he does practice martial arts, obviously, and he is proficient, but to me, he's not at a very high level. His fitness, I think in some of these movies where he's like mimicking Bruce Lee and replaying the role of Fist of Fury. I've seen the box cover for those movies, and I didn't actually see the movie, but I've seen the box covers. He looks like he's pretty fit in those movies. I don't know how well he's kept up with his fitness today, or currently, but some of these movies he seems to be pretty fit. Looks kind of fit, but still, I mean, there's still not enough. He doesn't really draw my attention too much. Um, I think that he's a type where he's trying really hard to build his audience, trying really hard to make it big, but he just doesn't seem to get there. Like he just doesn't. He's just not at the status of like Bruce Lee, and not even close. Not even close to the status of Jet Li. Um, and not even close to the status to Jackie Chan, because a lot of people know about Jackie Chan, and a lot of people are more familiar with Jackie Chan than Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen is still trying to break through the doors of Hollywood and trying to get more fame and more well known, but he's starting to age now, and it's kind of taking too long, and it's kind of almost too late. His career's starting to come to to a close because he's getting old, getting older, and he's been in a lot of movies, but because he played so many supporting roles, and he's never really like played the main role as like, you know, representing like one of the top martial artists in the world, he just ends up becoming lost in the crowd, just like he just becomes like another Chuck Norris, another Danny Insano, another um, Jean Claude Van Damme, another Steven Seagal, but not even at that level. He doesn't have as much fame as Jean Claude Van Damme. Doesn't have as much fame as Chuck Norris. You know, um, he's more playing that supporting role. A lot of times, and he's takes all these supporting roles, makes a little money here and there, but when you take all these supporting roles, and then you're not gonna play it off to the public all of a sudden that you're like this number one hardcore martial artist. It's not gonna be that way, because you play like 100 supporting roles, and you're getting your ass beat in all these roles, and all of a sudden now it's your debut to be like to star in a movie where you're the number one martial artist in the world. It doesn't go that way. I mean, really, that just shows how fake you are, and you're not really um, representing like your true worth, and you're not really holding up to your own integrity. You're just selling out to whoever's willing to pay you enough money, and then you'll go in whatever movie to lose in a fight. Um, that's not what a real martial artist would do. Um, that's more of just an actor trying to make money off of the martial arts. Um, But I'm not gonna to talk bash on him really. I mean, there's really no reason to. Um, and then but I just don't see him to be at a high level. Even in his movies, what I don't like at all, and which I don't really admire, is that a lot of these movies, they're like sped up. They clearly sped up the movie to make him look like he's faster than he really is. And then a lot of these movies, he's flying around in the air doing all this crazy stuff that's basically using wires. A lot of these movies, using computer technology, and it's like, if you're a real martial artist, why would you use all that stuff? If you really are talented, and somebody like Tony Jaa doesn't use any of that stuff, and that's something that's real, and that's what I like. But Donnie Yen, when he uses this technology and just using all this speed up of the film and everything, it just really devalues his own development and his own proficiency in the martial arts, because anybody could be made to seem like they're like the number one martial artist in the world, even when they don't practice martial arts. Even somebody like Keanu Reeves or Matt Damon or whoever, they use the technologies and the stunt doubles to make them look like they're really proficient when they're not. And when somebody that actually practices martial arts agrees to that and lets them, use this technology over their own actual skill level, it really takes away their own, it takes away their own value and their own reputation. So I don't respect them for that. I don't see him to be at a high level at all. Um, you know, but I don't, but as far as the wisdom is concerned, I'm not sure if he has it. I'm not sure. I don't see him guiding people towards that way. But then again, I don't really watch his movies to begin with. But at the same time, taking roles like Yip Man, he is trying to educate the public on something right there. Taking roles like Hero, for example, in that movie. So he could be, in a way, guiding people towards wisdom indirectly. But he's just still not enough influence for our society um, to even make a big difference. Because if you've already been in all these movies and you've already been around for so long, and still nobody's even really paying attention to you, what kind of impact are you really making? I mean, we need somebody to step to the plate to really make a huge impact in the martial arts community, and he's not the one that's doing it. Clearly not the one that's doing it. And like I stated, he's getting older and his time is pretty much up right now. And I don't know who's going to take that role. Maybe nobody ever will ever again. But at the very least, I see that there's a lot more reality that you'll find in YouTube than you ever find in the movies. Because the movies are just so filled with computer technology and graphics and stunt doubles and all this editing and all this crap that it's all nonsense. You don't find anything real out there. You find somebody a lot more talented on YouTube than you will in Hollywood. I mean, if you do these searches on these people that work out at the park, for example, doing all this crazy ass stuff, doing all these crazy human flags, like moving all slow and graceful with the human flag, doing all these front levers, and these people, they're not in Hollywood, but they're extremely talented. And then you got people in Hollywood that aren't even that talented, but they're making all this money, they're getting all this attention and getting all this fame when they're not even all that great. I think that, I'm not trying to be arrogant or anything like that, but I just feel that a martial artist should be held to a much higher standard than what we see out there, and it's not being represented the way that it should be represented. And I'm gonna be straightforward with it. None of these people are martial artists. Donnie Yen's not a martial artist. I mean, he can be a martial artist, but he's not at a high level according to my standards. You know what I'm saying? He's not at a high level according to my standards. As I stated, the people that I view to be at a high level: Bruce Lee, Jet Li, Tony Jaa. Chuck Norris is not there, Steven Seagal's not there, Van Damme's not there, Wesley Snipes is not there, Bolo Young's not there, Donnie Yen's not there, and the list goes on and on and on. Okay? And that's it,